We're back on the chop blocks, but they have got a new design to them now. I've come up with a use for them. Hang around a few minutes. We're going to put the finishing touch on the top of this chop block. Hello everybody, welcome back to Burnt Church. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's raining here. It's kind of a cold rain. I think it's up in the mid-40s. That's pretty cold when it's raining. We're out here in the shop. We've got a small fire going. We've finally figured out something to do with our butcher blocks. Now this wasn't what these were built for. Some of y'all that has followed me along, y'all watched us build these butcher blocks here. And I have been trying to decide what to do with them. I had thought about selling them and thought about maybe giving them away. Well, one of my friends on here left a comment the other day. Well, evidently my wife read the comment because she got an idea to use these butcher blocks. Before I show you what we've made out of them, we need to put a finish on the fronts of them. Now I've got a lacquer here that we're going to spray on top of these. I've put one coat on them already, but with this lacquer, it's best if you spray a coat and then rub it with some like steel wool or this, I don't know what you call this, a Brillo pad, I guess. I don't know what it is. It's a real fine sandpaper. We're going to rub these off and blow them off with the air, and then we're going to put a few more coats of this lacquer on the face of them here. That should make them shine more and make them a little bit more durable. If you think you know what we've got made here, put it down in the comments. I'll show you here in just a few minutes what these are. And anybody that's new here, leave us a comment of what country or what state you're in so we can put a pin on the map for you. I've done sprayed these once with the lacquer, and they're pretty slick the way they are. This one's got just a little bit of sawdust in it you can feel, but this will take care of it. And it don't take a whole lot of sanding with this. But this should make them shine even more. And if this isn't fine enough, I've got some real fine, I think around a 2000 grit paper over there that we can rub them with if we want to get more shine to them. As you can see, it kind of starts knocking the finish off of them whenever I start rubbing it with this sandpaper. Now, I'm going to get some air and we'll blow them off. If y'all remember, this is what we treated these butcher blocks with when we first built them. That's Howard butcher block conditioner. That's the only thing they've had on them. And now we're going to spray them with this lacquer. And this will be the second coat for the lacquer. I always like to try to take a microfiber cloth and just wipe them off. It'll help pick up any dust that was left after we blowed it. Now we're going to set them straight up to spray the lacquer. That way it won't come as near running. Anytime I can spray something laying flat down, that's the way I like to try to spray it. Sometimes you can't because won't pick up the lacquer when you turn it. But I think we've got enough in this can right here that we'll be able to put them face down and spray them. Now don't forget to take a second and hit that thumbs up. That sure helps us get found with the YouTube algorithm. We get this sprayed on here, and I'll show you what we've made out of this. I got this one sprayed. Now we'll do the other one. Well, this is what we came up with. I think it was partly due to that comment Roger left here the other day on this, when we was building this table over here in the shop. He said something to the effect that he thought I might use that little table and make my wife a flower stand out of it. I think that might have been kind of like where this idea came from. But these are not going to be a flower stand. These are going to go on each end of the couch. And I'll carry you in there here in a few minutes and show you where they're going to go when we put them in place. But they're just going to be these little tables to go on each end of the couch, just to set your coffee on or your drink on. Pretty much all it's going to be. There's not going to be a light on them or anything, just two little tables. And she wanted me to build her a couple of them, and we came up with the idea of using these butcher blocks. I seen some somewhere when we was out on an antique trail that had something similar to a butcher block on top of these, like old stools. We had these stools here. They were old bar stools. And I just cut them off. And we sprayed lacquer on them here to try to keep the paint from flaking on off, because the paint on these are really old and it was just flaking off everywhere. She called that something. It's some kind of home decor where they use old distressed looking wood, and this is our attempt at that. I may have to put another coat or two of the lacquer on top. I see on this one here, that end grain is really sucking up that lacquer, so it's probably going to take another coat or two before we're ready to take it inside. I noticed this walnut is sucking the lacquer up more so than this oak and poplar is here. For some reason, this one here is sucking it up way more than this one. I hope y'all can see there with the light hitting it. You can see the dry spots. That's where it's pulling that lacquer in faster in some places than others. So when it's dried real good, I'll look at them. If they need more spray, I'll spray them some more. But right now, I think they're looking real good. So we'll see you here in just a few minutes. Inside, we'll take them in there and put them by the couch, see what they're going to look like. Anybody that's ever worked with things like this, you see this is rocking right here on this table. I've already carried them in the house and set them in there and marked the legs. It's hard to get something like this to set level. You just about have to get it on the surface you're going to have it setting on and mark it there and get it set there, because I reckon everywhere is different and high spots really throws these legs off. So I think once we get them in the house, I don't think they will shake near this much. Here's what she was wanting them for. Just to sit on each end of the couch. I want to show y'all something here. You talking about a hard puzzle. If any of y'all work puzzles, right there's what it looks like. Me and her, I don't never help her hardly, but I've been trying to help her on this one. It was awful hard. We worked on it a couple hours last night and probably didn't get over 15, 20 pieces put in. I think the little end tables turned out pretty good. That's about all we got going on here today. I thank y'all for watching. I pray God blesses you, and I'll see you in the next one.